The management joining us today. The company yesterday announced a large order win of 550 crore for solar power projects from Madhya Pradesh Urja Vikas Nigam. Ramneek Ceigall, the chairman and managing director of the company, and the discussion will be around number one, the order win that we just mentioned from the state of Madhya Pradesh, the order inflows that the company has seen in Q3, and we will also ask the management whether they are on track for the 10 to 15% top line growth that they had guided the investor community to. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Sehgal, for joining us. First, talk to us about this particular order, the scope of the order, what margins you will operate it at, and what will be the execution period for this particular pretty large order that you have won in the state of Madhya Pradesh.
First of all, good afternoon, and thank you for having me over. So this is in Madhya Pradesh. This is PM Kusum scheme. We already have 337 megawatt in Maharashtra in the same scheme. And we have 220 megawatt in Morena. So totality in renewable, which is solar plus BESS, is close to 887 megawatt. We are really looking forward to these works because if you see our order win, our tariff rates are the highest. We've got it at 2.85. Vis-a-vis others, who have quoted around 2.732, where we are. And in terms of order book, we have guided and spoken to our investors during our earning calls that we will be planning to get 5,000 crore of the order book. I'm happy to share we've already crossed that. Still, we have 3 months. So in terms of the revenue, yes, as guided, we would have our looking forward that we should have at least a growth of 10 to 15%.
Okay. Coming back to this project itself, Mr. Ceigall, what is the timeline for completion and the kind of margins that you'll be seeing here, since you're saying the tariffs are higher than the other bidders as well?
So we always bid on a project basis. The project basis, the equity IRR has to be minimum 25%. Okay. So we have quoted around that, and in fact, we'll try to improve that 25%. The time limit of this project is almost 2 years. We'll target to complete in 18 months. We are just waiting for the PPA to happen. We have already started some groundwork. Once the PPA is signed, we'll immediately get into action.
Okay, so right now you're just waiting for the PPA to get signed. So you told us that you've crossed the 5,000 crore order inflow mark as far as FY26 is concerned. So Q3, what has been the incremental order inflow? After that, what are the orders in which you are currently L1 in? So end of FY26, where can the order book stand at? Or what can be the total order inflows?
Right now, we are at 14,237 crores. And this year, the total order book which we have taken is about 5,386 crore. So our target was to get 5,000 crore in this year. And we've already achieved that. We have already quoted projects more than 15,000 crore, and a huge pipeline is there for the new bidding as well. So getting orders would not be a challenge for company Sehgal. And growth ways also, what we have guided our investors, 10 to 15%, we'll definitely try to achieve it.
Okay, so now that you're saying you've already surpassed your order inflow guidance in Q3 itself, so 9 months you have already crossed that. What happens to the revenue then? Will you not be able to exceed that mark as well? Because now that order book is higher or order inflow is higher, the execution will be faster, and some of it could come in this financial year itself.
So normally what happens, like the projects we have got in Kusum, so LOAs are issued, but from last 3 months, Maharashtra government is not able to sign the PPA. So till the time the PPAs are signed, you can understand the execution is a little difficult. So it all depends upon these PPAs to be signed. And same is the case with the highways, where in HAM, we are blessed that our 3 projects have started, 2 Yodhyas and 1 Ludhiana Bathinda. And Southern is also expected to start very soon, and VRK12 also expected to start soon. Once these projects are started, next year revenue would be nice. The clarity would be much more better.
Okay, Mr. Sehgal, so we get that point totally. So at the start of the year, you had guided the street to a broad range of 10 to 15% top line growth. Now, when you're looking at H1, we understand H1, there were quite a few execution challenges as well. We are closer to 3 to 4% is the kind of top line growth that you've seen H1 versus H1. So even if you look at or look to achieve the lower end of the guided band, it still implies a steep 17 to 18% H2 run rate. Will you be able to achieve that?
100%. We'll be able to achieve it because the new projects have started, and H1 always is a rainy season, and you can understand a business like ours. where at least 3 to 4 states were affected with the heavy rainfall. And now last 2 quarters are the best quarters. And whereas I would say the last quarter is our best quarter always, if you see 30 to 35% revenue comes in the last quarter. So we're really looking forward to what we have guided to the investors. We'll try to achieve that.
Mr. Sehgal, a lot of your orders are coming in from the government, right? Be it state governments or the central government. What is the receivable situation in this case? What are receivable days currently, and what is still left to be received? What is the cycle generally in which you do get your money for the orders placed?
So normally it was around 50 to 70 days. In some orders where the milestones, earlier we used to get a payment in Atmanirbhar, where we used to achieve a 2% milestone, the payment was paid to us. Whereas now the milestones have, for example, in a hybrid annuity, after 10% it is straight to 20%, then it's 35%. So the receivables goes on a higher side. It goes to 80, 90 days also. But till the time you achieve the milestone, the payment is not made. And this is only changed in last 1.5 years. Before March 23, there was a scheme of government in Atmanirbhar where we were getting paid for every percent also. But doesn't matter, it is good for the industry. It is a healthy sign for industry where the large players can quote better and get better projects at a better price also.
So just trying to understand, what are the receivables currently? What's the amount that you are still to receive, which is there in your balance sheet?
It should be around 1,000 crore.
1,000 crore rupees, and your annual turnover is around 2,400 crore rupees. If
No. Last year we did 3,400 crores.
Okay, all right. Okay, got it.
Okay, Mr. Ceigall, 2 questions. Number one, especially when it comes to the road space, when you're talking about NHAI, this year ordering activity has been extremely muted. And even last year, 2 consecutive years, it's been quite muted. So are you hopeful that, in the, H2 as well as FY27, that is going to pick up, number one. And the second part of the question, now that you have quite a few orders coming in from the renewable energy space, players have flagged off various issues like land acquisition, and execution has become a challenge. So going forward, do you see moderation as far as growth rates are concerned?
So, NHAI has a great pipeline in the future. It is only what they're doing is they're changing some documents in terms of their bidding. They're making it better for both NHAI and the companies, concessionaires, in both BOT as well as HAM. In terms of qualification criteria, they've already changed, and there has been the amendments, and we've already got in August. And that has really, it is made better for companies like us. So top 20 companies in India would be benefited with these new guidelines. In terms of once these SBDs are finalized, which I think will be done in January, and in February and March onwards, there would be a lot of order inflow. If you see on the NHAI website also, their projects were 3 lakh crore. And already the cabinet has approved close to 1 lakh crore. And there's another 67,000 crore of the pipeline, which is with the cabinet, which I'm expecting that they should approve it. So a lot of work is there. What they have done is they've cleaned the entire thing where till the time the land is given clear to us, they have a forest clearances available with them, they're not going to receive the tenders, which is good. Earlier the contracts which we have got in 2022, 23 are not started yet only because the clearances are being given. It's better to wait, clean up the entire system, which they are doing it, they're doing the right thing. And once the tenders are there, it'll be good to start immediately after the LOAs and appointed dates.
Okay, Mr. Sehgal, quite a few of the players in the industry have actually taken or done a one-time exercise where they've removed non-moving orders out of the order book. Do you have any pending orders in the order book where there's not been much movement? And number two, you did mention post the criteria changed by NHAI, there will be fewer players. But the feedback that we've been receiving from the industry, especially when it comes to the BOT space, has been significant competition at much lower margins. So what is the on-ground situation?
So EPC, still there would be a lot of competition, but in terms of HAM and BOT, where the tenders will be more than 2,000 crore, there'll be hardly 15-20 players who can actually play around those numbers. But otherwise, I don't think getting order book would be a challenge. We have just bagged a highway tender for 1,089 crores in MP, which is MPRDC Ujjain. So, you can see our order book also. And going forward, I think by February, end of March, there'll be a lot of bidding from NHAI side also. There would be tenders from state government also. If we talk about the other order book where you think we have to clean up or something, so, we had 10 HAM projects, out of 3 are completed, 3 are under construction, 2 we are targeting to start immediately, and the last two we are planning to start before April. So all our orders are intact, and we are looking forward to start it ASAP once the land is given clear to us. And I don't think any challenges coming. Only we had one Bhubaneswar Metro which couldn't start, and the government terminated this contract.
Okay,
And
Mr.
we
Sehgal.
filed our compensation on the government also,
Okay.
which is going into a conciliation now.
All right.
So
All right,
otherwise,
Mr.
I don't think there is any problem as such on any other project.
Take that point, Mr. Ceigall. Out of time, otherwise we had a lot more questions. But thank you so much for joining in. The stock is surged to the day's high post this commentary and interview as well. So we'll keep a track on the outlook on execution of this new order that the company has won. We'll slip into a break. We'll come back with more focus on stock-specific action. Stay tuned.